Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg, joined today from our Parks Department. So excited to have him. He's here, Parks and Forestry Manager, Eric. Eric, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for taking the invite.
Absolutely.
And coming here. You're going to do great today, and we're going to do lots of park updates moving forward. I'm committing you right now while you're on camera, so you
Sounds
can't say
good.
no. Nevertheless, Eric, quickly, for folks who don't know you, although you've been in some meetings already, tell us a little bit about your background and why you're here at Fitchburg.
Well, I'm very happy to be here in the community of Fitchburg. It's been an awesome opportunity the past couple months. I started this position in November of last year, so this is my first parks operational season throughout the summer, so there's a lot of learning still involved into it, but the welcoming from both staff and the community has been awesome. Prior to this position, I was the Parks and Forestry Director for the City of Lake Mills. Prior to that, I served in several different capacities and positions with the Wisconsin State Parks Department. I was a park ranger, a parks and recreation specialist focusing on property development on state parks and wildlife properties across the state. And prior to that, I was a laborer for several different parks departments, including state parks, City of Lake Mills, and other parks departments across the state. So this has been my focus since I've been 16 years old. So it's an awesome opportunity to have, and I'm glad to be here in the city of Fitchburg.
Eric, sounds like you like parks, buddy, and outdoor activity.
I do. There's a reason I'm in this position. People always say don't mix your hobbies and what you love with work. However, I do stand very true that if you genuinely love what you do, it's both a hobby and a passion. So I'm glad to be here, and like I said, it's been an awesome opportunity so far.
Fantastic. Well, we're happy you're here. And talking parks projects is a lot of fun because there's a lot of great things that have been happening in the parks all the time, which is good. But nevertheless, we're going to kick things off just starting with a couple of projects that are going on right now. We'll go to Chicory Meadows Park. We had talked about this before you got here. We had Adam in here doing some updates. So we know that the courts there have been worked on. What do we got for status?
We're definitely nearing completion, so I would expect within the next couple weeks they will be completed. This has included a full athletic court renovation, so it includes our basketball courts, our tennis and pickleball courts, and within the next few weeks will be totally completed and usable throughout the rest of summer.
Fantastic. That's a much needed upgrade there for sure. Over to the McGaw Park on the pickleball courts. They're busy and there is some lights up there. We're just waiting on finishing them off.
I know people have been looking forward to the lights being installed, extending their play period a little bit longer throughout the evening. But those are, again, nearing completion within the next couple weeks. We're waiting on some switching components and electrical components at this point, but it's the final stretch here.
All right. And then over to Hosto Hoci, we have some court work being done there as well.
Yep, so we just have a few remaining punch list items that need to be addressed primarily on the bike pump course that's out there. So it's just a small couple finishing touches, as well as some of the planted areas around the building. But the most recent update is the completion of our athletic courts out there. Those are multi-stripe for basketball use as well as pickleball.
Fantastic. We'll look forward to having that available soon. We turn our attention to some projects up and coming. First going over to Swan Creek Park. What do you got coming up?
Swan Creek, the courts are in rough condition, looking to see if we can have them renovated similar to what we did at Chicory Meadows. So it would be renovation of the basketball courts as well as the tennis courts on the property, renovation including repaving, restriping, new nets and fences on that area as well. But looking to have those updated. That'll be sometime nearing the end of this year, hopeful completion before the end of the year.
Fantastic. Over to Wildwood Prairie South Park. We're talking courts all day today. I love it. But the tennis and pickleball courts, what are we doing?
Well, that must mean something because we have a lot of courts that are in need of renovations. Wildwood is included on that, so this would also be renovations of the tennis courts out there. It would be crack filling, renovating the current surfacing, and then restriping the athletic court surface.
Here's a challenging question for you. How long do these courts last? So, I mean, everybody might be like, why are all these courts like coming up due? But they're probably coming after many, many years of being in place.
The expected lifespan is approximately 25 to 30 years. That's not an exact science. There are many different factors that include it, that include the renovation status of those, including the amount of court usage as well. If they're used extensively, they may require renovation sooner than later. but 25 to 30 years is about the expected lifespan of courts.
Well, if they're busy and being used, right, then that might increase that or decrease the use, however you want to say that. Over to the Southdale Park, we had some updates with the playground over there, looking awesome, and we've got some other projects in the works.
Yep, so the playground was replaced in 2025 after the city of Fitchburg took ownership of the park. So that was considered phase 1 renovations of the total park renovation progress. The next stage being phase 2. Phase 2 is proposed to have a full-service restroom facility, a additional shelter on the property, as well as a splash pad at Southdale near the south end of the park.
All right, and timeline on those?
Probably full completion would be early 2027, but we would expect construction to start near the end of this season.
Fantastic. We'll keep you up to date as that comes in for the design. Over to McKee Farms Park, got 2 different projects happening there. First, we'll look at the inclusive playground. What are we going to be doing? There's
going to be a shelter installed there. I know this was discussed towards the end of last season. This is kind of the next progress. We're looking to finally complete it at this point. We have our engineering documents complete. We did change the style of the structure a little bit after some conversations with Parks Commission, but looking to see if we can complete that this year yet would ideally be the goal. That shelter will allow parents and at least picnics near the inclusive shelter itself for parents to view their kids playing, which is great, and then also just another area to reach the inclusive playground from the existing trail system.
Well, and it's so close to the splash pad too, so I mean,
Ideal,
it's just
yep.
I know you probably don't want to cross one with the other, but nevertheless, it's close enough there. And then the kids crossing, we know that that playground is in need of replacement, and we know we all love it. But where are we at on that status?
This is probably the most anticipated project, especially coming into this position. That was the number one thing that was brought on the plate. Is we've had this playground for near 30 years now, and huge amount of community involvement prior, so it's highly anticipated. At this point, we are looking to review some concept designs. I believe we're going to do some public solicitation on input, see what people like about it, what they don't like about it, hopefully get them what they really want out there and what the community wants, and we'll ideally go through the approval processes this year. This would be a 2027 completed project. Our goal would, of course, to have this completed prior to usable summer season in 2027. There may be an opportunity that we start some things on the playground this year yet, towards the end of this season, but hopefully we can get that moving, and hopefully people like the next generation, I guess you could call it.
It's a big one.
It's big.
This could be your legacy
big.
Already.
Well,
already into this. We're talking legacy here, buddy.
That's why I'd really love to get people's inputs. There will be a public input meeting on this, so we would request people to attend, voice their input. Again, we're doing this for the community, so hopefully people will voice their preferences on the actual concepts that are coming up. And looking to see sometime in July, we're expecting to have a public information meeting. So if we could stand by for updates on that, and hopefully we can get some people to attend.
So excited. It's going to be cool, whatever comes out of that. So very excited. Quickly, just going to add in here, because Eric and I didn't talk about this, but we've been working really hard. We are doing some highlighting of parks, so you can check that out on social media throughout the summer. We have some great parks in Fitchburg Trails and beyond, so we want to highlight those. So looking forward to sharing more information. And I want to make sure to plug the GIS mapping that we have.
Absolutely.
So if you're curious about what amenities we have in the parks, you've worked really hard with the GIS team to set up a way to go in and see these amenities.
Yeah, the GIS team worked extensively on this, so I'd like to shout them out as much as possible. But this system allows people to go through, and maybe they visited a park for 10 years, and there are recreation features they may not even know exist within the property, or perhaps it can encourage them to branch out to other parks within the city. So I definitely encourage people to look at it. It's been a hugely influential tool for me and helpful tool for me to learn the park system in and of itself. So please check it out, and hopefully you'll find some new features that you didn't know about.
I will tell you, I have worked here a long time, and we went out and we're getting assets, video, photos of the parks. I'm just blown away. There were places I had never been to, and I was like, this is amazing, the green space that we got here. So you got to check it out. It's easy. It's at our website, fitchburgwi.gov. And Eric, we look forward to having you back here each and every month for the rest of your time here at Fitchburg.
All right. Well, thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Eric.